Hey, Drew, it seemed like David Njoku was really more active last week. What did you see that would open things up for him?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of how the game played out. I mean, he's done a great job these last couple of weeks of really embracing his role and going out and playing at a high level. So it was good to see him make a couple plays with the ball in his hand, and he's really come on strong here these last couple of weeks.
Thanks, Jeff. Next is Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Coach, what can you tell us about Austin Hooper, how he's coming along this week, and, what you expect from him in his return?
He picked up right where he left off. He's had a really, really strong season for us. Obviously, it was tough losing him, right before, at the end of the week there to a neck injury, which was too bad. But he's bounced back great. He had a great week of practice. Really excited to see him back out on the field.
Thank you. Thank you, Nate. We'll go to Dan Lobby.
Hey, Coach. First of all, congratulations on the baby.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about Harrison Bryant and kind of how he's come along. I know he had a couple fumbles, in some games earlier, but how do you think he's progressed this season?
I've been really pleased with kind of how his year has gone. I mean, he's taken on a lot of different roles, especially with Hoop missing some games from the appendectomy, Dave missing some games early in the season, to jump in at multiple spots on a moment's notice, play a lot of snaps in this offense and do it at a really high level. Been really pleased with kind of not only the production, but the growth that we've seen from him as a player as he's gotten more and more reps. I think he's doing a great job for us.
And then I wanted to go back to when Callie filled in for you. How valuable has she been to this staff?
Is she going to see this?
I don't know.
She's been awesome. You cannot. I mean, there's no words to express. I think what she means to this organization, to our staff, and to me individually. I mean, she's been great to work with. Really, really impressive in terms of the way she attacks her job and really how much she does. I mean, she has her hand in every aspect of our organization, and for to have somebody like that to rely on when there's a lot of reasons in 2020 that you could miss a game or miss a practice, and to have someone like her in the building is it's very reassuring. She's done an amazing job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Jake Trotter, you're next.
Yeah. Hey, Drew. Congratulations. I was going to ask you about Callie as well. Did you talk to some of the guys about how that game went? What kind of reviews did you get on her debut as an assistant coach during a game? And then do you think that's something that she could do in time, that she has the capacity to be an assistant coach and kind of be a trailblazer in that regard?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was a little nervous about getting Wally pipped, to be perfectly honest. I'm just glad they let me back into my own job. But no, it was great. I mean, obviously when everything kind of happened quickly there, which it can, I wasn't nervous at all. And I know just talking to the guys in the room, they didn't miss a beat. And they felt like things were basically as they would be normally. Talking to them after the game, kind of the same reaction. I mean, her composure, her ability to adapt and to attack any job, it showed up in every way possible, I think, throughout those couple days there during the Jacksonville week.
What is the one thing that impresses you the most working with her this year?
I think it is kind of what I said a second ago, to have your hand in so many different aspects of an organization, from coaching, operations, logistics, equipment, and to be someone that I know Kevin relies heavily on, that the coaches rely heavily on, that the players rely heavily on. To wear all those hats and do it with her composure and at such a high level, I think is really unique and speaks to her ability and why she's in that role and why she's so valuable to the organization.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jake. Next is Scott Petrick.
Hey, Drew. I want to ask you about that Giants D-line. I know you guys are part of the, obviously the blocking scheme, and just how formidable is that front for New York?
It's a really good front. I think aside from just the raw talent and the raw size of the front, it's a really well-coached group. And I think you see that on tape in terms of the way they play multiple fronts and multiple defenses and the linebackers in terms of how they fit everything. It's clearly very well organized, very well run, and I think they played at a really high level. It's going to be a big challenge for us this week.
And, without Austin last week, I know you guys still do the 3 tight ends. Just how much change goes into that when you're missing your number one guy late in the week like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always hard when you lose a guy of Austin's caliber to kind of just say, hey, we're going to go business as usual. But to the same token, we feel really good about 4 guys in that room, which I think is unique. So I think maybe us more than maybe some other teams, and I'm not going to speak for other people's roster, we still feel comfortable with, hey, if this is the game plan, that whether it's Carlson jumping in or Njoku or Harrison, that we can really run our offense how we designed it through the course of the week. And I think you saw that on Monday night, which was good to see.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. We'll go to Anthony Posal.
Hey, Coach, we've heard from players and coaches all year about how strong the offensive line has played, but how much do you think your group has contributed to that blocking success as well? I mean, we know how important Austin's been to that. And then David, Harrison, and Steven, like you just mentioned, have stepped in as well. I mean, how impressed have you been with their contributions just from a blocking standpoint this season?
Yeah, it's been a huge point of emphasis for us. I mean, you date back to April, May, June. We knew that was going to be a big part of our role as a group, and I know those guys really embrace that from the get-go. So we take a lot of pride in it. And I think when we hear those, conversations about our offensive line and our run game, we personally take a lot of pride because we do feel like we're a big part of that. And we've had some tough matchups, and I think those guys have handled it really well. So it's been fun to watch.